Hey there, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. I already have Jeremy here in the chat. So, Jeremy, thank you for stopping by. Let me see. I have a new feature. So, I've been using Ecamm Live for doing my live streams, and I've done a few so far, but it's been a couple weeks now since I've done a live stream, so I'm hoping that everything goes well. So, I just want to try doing this a minute. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Just making sure that this function works. I have this stream deck right here, so I can add your comments, take them down. So yes, I am doing well. Jeremy, how you doing? Hope you're doing well too. And everybody else, welcome. Thank you for joining me tonight. So this can be probably a little bit shorter. I just got back from the Milwaukee PIPELINE Event last Wednesday, and there's been quite a few new tools that were introduced this week already. So I was planning on going live earlier, but there's one Monday, then I think another one Tuesday, then I think another one Wednesday. So, hey, TRZ, man, what's happening, Clint? Good to see you. All right, nice like indeed. Yeah, Clint, good to hear from you. And okay, so this is what I have going on right now on my channel. And Clint, I know you reviewed this recently. This is the 16 gauge brad nailer. So I've been making some projects with it, and this will be my next video coming out. So my son Sawyer, we took him up to Michigan Tech. It's about an 8-hour drive. So when I came home Wednesday from Pipeline, we turned around Thursday morning and headed up north to take him on that long drive. So I made him a shelf for the dorm. So that's something that you'll see. A lot of people posted some. One person was giving one away, but it just really didn't look, I don't know, it just wasn't something. I preferred to just build them something. So I showed how nice this thing works right here. So highly like it. All right, yeah. Yeah, good to hear you're doing well too. Oh, and then I had these sent over to test out. So this from Ryobi. Ryobi, not Ryobi. So I've had this fan right here in a video, but I want to just show real quick. This is the 4 amp hour battery. It's kind of a standard size. And this is what was sent over, their new 12 amp. This thing, it's just a monster. So I'm really curious to see what type of runtime we're going to get between these two things. So I got to figure out what tool I'm going to use it in to get a comparison. I have a Mistine fan that might draw some power from this, but that would probably go for 2 days. I went out with this. And then, well, actually the cooler, that would be something. I do know that the 12 amp hour will fit in the cooler, but it actually will only fit on the one side. You can't, the other side, the way the lid works, it curves down a little bit. So you can't actually get two 12 amp hour batteries in there. I think you can, I'm juggling all these batteries here a minute. So I believe you can get the 8 amp hour on the one side and then the 12 amp hour, but you can't switch them in the cooler. So that's something I'd like to see, what type of runtime. Right now we're kind of getting towards the end of summer, but there's still a lot of hot days left. So I would like to see how these work in something like that. Oh yeah, Clint saying it's awesome, the cooler. So Clint, did you get a chance to, so do you have the 12 amp hour, Clint? Just wondering, I'm guessing that, yeah, imagine, yeah, I saw you, Clint, you tested it at the beach. So I imagine it would get pretty heavy. That's one thing with those heavy batteries, and if you load it down, I think it's like 40 12-ounce cans that'll fit. I believe it's a 24-quart cooler. I imagine it would probably take at least two people to, well, one on each side to lift it. So, all right. So I think that was it as far as the new tools at the moment. So if you guys have any questions, well, I'm going to get to that in a little bit. I'm not really going to be talking about the pipeline event as much right now. I do have some other videos coming out about that. Okay, yep. So yeah, Clint says, TRZ says that 100% correct about it being on the one side. So, and by the way, I wanted to mention that was a great video with that skill tool that you just reviewed. I was laughing. That's a really good one. So if you guys haven't seen it, check out Clint at Tool Review Zone. So yeah, I'm not sure how you create some of those things, but it's really quite amazing. I can tell you put a lot of work into it. Use a 12 and an 8. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do, go ahead right here. I have some of the new tools this week. So right after Pipeline, they introduced this right here from Milwaukee. I have a video I'm going to show you in just a minute. So let me scroll over here a minute. So these are their job site earbuds. So the only thing I really have to compare them to are the Apple, the AirPod Pros. I have those and I really like them. They really have excellent noise cancellation, and the price on these right here, $179. But I was looking, oh yeah, it says 8/14/2023. That's, oh, okay, sorry. When I read, if you look right down here, when I read the press release, I believe it said that it was September 2024. So I'm hoping that that's a typo. That would be like a whole year out. And I really like to test these on a job site, but not wait a year. Yes, Jeremy, those are the Milwaukee earbuds. So I'll show you a video about those in a second. First of all, I'm just going to read a little bit. Let's see, let me go. Yeah, a little bit right in this section right here. This kind of really summarizes it pretty well. So it's designed for on-the-job use. These Bluetooth earbuds provide passive hearing protection, delivering noise reduction rating, available in foam, which is a 25 decibel noise reduction, or silicone, which is 22, slightly less. For user comfortability preference, Bluetooth function provides phone calls and music capabilities with ease of controls. Yeah, you're right. I think that's a typo. I'm guessing it would be 2023. I don't have that on here, but that's why I recall looking at. And another thing that I was noticing, I had, like I mentioned, the AirPod Pros. So they have the noise canceling, and then they have that situational awareness around you. So I don't think when you have it in that situational awareness mode, if all of a sudden something gets really loud, I think that continues to get loud in your ears. Where what I'm reading right up here, the Red Lithium USB job site earbuds offers uncompromised sound with a unique job site aware mode to deliver a trade focus audio solution, or a trade focus audio solution. When activated, this mode provides enhanced situational awareness by actively sensing external noises. And this is the thing that I found important. It reduces volume pass-through of loud sounds until levels reach a designated listening volume. So I'm guessing if all of a sudden somebody turns on a really loud saw right around you, that if you're in that noise, if you're in that mode where you can hear conversations around you, I don't think it's going to peak and just like be really loud in your ears. So that's what I'm excited to find out about. And then it comes with this case right here. Yeah, up to 70 hours of runtime. And that's one of their USB batteries. And it comes with this charge cable, which well, now everything's pretty much USB-C. For a while, Milwaukee wasn't doing that, but I'm really glad to see that everything's now moving away from, I think they're US micro or the Bs or something, the ones that are a little bit slightly triangle shaped. I'm glad they're getting away from those. All right, so let's check out the video. That might be a little bit easier to get a sense of what's going on. Yep. Oh, you know, I want to do this real quick. Yeah, I'm trying to add the comment. So yeah, TRZ says, yeps, they have active noise canceling. All right, so let's check out the video here a minute. Oh, I think I have to do that. And scrolling between two screens, that's something that's kind of new. So the wrong comment. All right, sorry, I was trying to post Jeremy's comment here where maybe it's only letting me do the most recent comment, but Jeremy mentioned it looks like a different style than the Apple AirPods. So yes, that is correct. These, if I go back over here a second and go up, you can just see it has these little wings right here that kind of help hold it in your ear. And then it offers the difference. I believe the AirPods are silicone, where these you can get in either foam or silicone. I would say my experience, I've tried some Shure brand earbuds and they have the expanding foam, and that really cancels everything out. The AirPods do pretty well too though, but it's nice just that you have different sizes as well up here. All right, so let's go. All right, so this is what's new with Ryobi this week. So they had 2 tool announcements, I believe, on Monday. So this is a USB lithium desktop vacuum kit. Oh, how much does it cost? I think it's $179. So that's cheaper than Apple. So the AirPod Pros, I believe. So it'd be interesting to see how those two compare against each other. So this is a unique little tool right here. This is part of their USB lithium batteries. So you can just see right here, it just goes in there, that unscrews, and it's that cylinder shape. So this is a vacuum. If you look down here, if you run it across a desk, you can pick up some sawdust. Is that coming through? Yeah, right down there. So there's some sawdust, or you can get this nozzle tip right here. So if you want to clean up like in between the keys of your keyboard, you can do that. So this is ideal for flat surfaces or the fine debris, just something, just kind of that micro stuff. It's not really like designed for like big cleanup of your tool projects, but it could come in handy just around the house, picking up that small stuff. Then they have a new USB lithium LED inspection light kit for $49.97. And this has the color rendering index, 550 lumens. So this is gonna be really good for like electricians, people that need to see the different colors pretty accurate. I've had some flashlights that have, I think the Coast brand, like a blue tint to them. And if you were an electrician trying to see what wires you have, like between the red, blue, and green, that might, and the white, that bluish tint might not give you a good representation, where this right here is going to be better, brighter light to help you see the true colors. And that has a magnetic base down here. You can't see it, and a 360-degree pivoting head. And it runs off that battery right there. And you can get up to 32 hours of run time. So it has high, medium, low, and that 32 hours would be on the low. So yeah, that is Jeremy, see that comment? That is a cool little vacuum. Yeah, it's very unique. I'm just curious. You just have some small light duty cleanup. I think it would come in handy for that, or like your keyboard. I don't know if some people might eat their lunch at a desk with the keyboard, and I imagine things fall in between there. So it'd be handy for that, like they were showing. All right, so this is something I just want to say thank you to everyone that supports my channel. So this is just a small milestone. This is something that I've always wanted to have one video hit 1 million views. And this video right over here, this has always been my leading video. I made this several years ago, comparing 3 backpack blowers to each other. And it's 9 years, well, I guess, yeah, well, they're both 9 years old. So that one was always like growing at a nice steady rate, and it kind of slowed down once it hit 900. And then maybe a little over a month ago or 2 months ago, it was past this steel line trimmer, how to quickly exchange the head on it. So I think they might have some type of speed feed head right now. Echo has one, and that's really awesome. If you run out of line, you can easily take a chunk of about 25 feet of the string or the weed whip line, and you can feed it through and twist it without having to disassemble everything and having a bird's nest. So what I used to do, I did lawn care, and I had that steel trimmer, but it wasn't an easy way to feed it. So I had a couple extra heads on it. So if I was out in the middle of a lawn and I ran out, I could just quickly, you can see, I'm trying to point at my screen. So right over here is where you put like a little nail in there, and then you just untwist the head from there. So you can do it like within a minute. So you're not stuck with that bird's nest. It's kind of interesting. When I came back from Milwaukee, I was at the airport and I'm driving home at a stoplight. I saw somebody with, I'm not sure what brand they had. They had a weed whip, and they're out there and they just had a bird's nest trying to put it back together. So if you can do that in your spare time and not on the lawn, that's the way to go. But if you go to a speed feed head, that is the fastest way. So you can put Echo speed feed heads on there if you want. I'm not sure what they offer. Milwaukee's is pretty fast, and I believe Skill, I've reviewed that one. I haven't run out of the line yet, but I believe that has a speed feed head. So that's becoming an industry standard, I'm noticing. Let's see. Okay, and then, oh, sorry, you had a question, Jeremy. Let me go back a minute. What's the difference between Echo PB900 and RedMax backpack blower? I believe theirs is the 6500, the RedMax. I'm playing it. That's actually kind of funny you asked. That's on my list to do. I wanted to compare. I don't have the PB900. I'm sorry, 9010. I have the 8010? I'm sorry, I'm just blanking on the numbers. So I have the older version, which is super powerful. I have it in a hip throttle, and they also make, like a tube throttle. So the 8010 is really awesome. The 9010 is the same engine, everything, but they reconfigured part of the design to it, so it would be more efficient to get more air to flow through. And I have run that before. There's somewhere on my channel, I believe I was at Echo and running their 9010. Very awesome. I've also, reviewed some other RedMax too. I still, from what I'm understanding, the Echo 9010, PB9010 is the most powerful backpack blower out there. Like when they rate it like by the newtons, that power, like the speed, the miles per hour, that it's definitely the winner. But I wanted to, instead of just looking at the numbers, I want to actually put it to the test. And out here, I have a little obstacle course I want to put together that might show some real life situations so you can see how they compare. So I just say stay tuned for that. I'm going to be at Echo next month, and I don't know if they're working on another backpack blower or not. So I think I'm going to just kind of wait to see what's going on there before I commit to reviewing these two. In case they come out with another one, then I want to make sure that I can show the most recent one and not the older technology. All right. So now looking here at the pipeline event. So I want to see if there's any questions. I have several things that I've recorded, and I haven't really had a chance to get around to posting everything yet. It's just since I got home last Sunday, it's just been very busy catching up from the week, and I have several clips. There was a short video that I posted that might be, if you haven't checked that out, I recommend you go to my YouTube channel and check out the shorts. So I was talking to a product manager wondering if there's going to be a roofing nailer coming out. And if you see the reaction on his face, I kind of just was interviewing him, and I just took let's say like a hard right with my question and caught him off guard a little bit. And you can just see all of a sudden his face change. So I think they have something in the works that, and based on that, I would say within a year, but that's just me guessing. So we'll see what happens there. I know a lot of people would like to see Milwaukee introduce a roofing nailer. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Ego. Yeah, I'd like to see what they have coming up as well, too. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. So Clint, I'm guessing I'm going to see you at the Equip Expo again this October in Louisville. So they put on a really great display. Last year, what really stood out to me was their battery technology. Let's see. All right, let me see. Still working the Stream Deck. Dun, dun, dun. All right, I'm not sure why this is not. Oh, all right, sorry. Oh, you repeated the question twice or something close to it. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what they come out with. They have some really nice carbon fiber, like their tree pole saw that's really lightweight, their trimmers. All right, cool. Clinton will be there. Looking forward to seeing you. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they come up with. Also at that Equip Expo, it's going to be interesting to see what DeWalt, what they have too. So we'll talk about that another time. But that's something that has been in some conversations lately in some different outdoor power equipment groups that I chat with. Just wondering how with DeWalt and the mower that caught fire, what they're going to do this year. So there's a lot of people talking about it, wanting to see what happens. I'm excited, hoping that just excited to see. I'm a fan of DeWalt as well, and hope it all works out well. What equipment? All right, so, all right, Clint, I'll get to you in just a second. So Jeremy has a question. He's wondering, what is Equip Expo going to have this year? Boy, that's a good question. It's always, you just show up and I walk around for a couple days straight. I'm just exhausted. And just a lot of people that I've seen over the years, it's just like information overload. Couple of interesting things last year and the year before are some AI mowers that can, like there's one in particular, it's a zero turn and you drive around your property and then it will mow within that circle. It'll avoid obstacles like ponds and dips and has like, I'm not sure how many sensors, but all types of sensors. So if that price came down and you were running a lawn care business and you had some really big lawns, if you invested in a few of those mowers and then yourself on a mower, you could drop those two off, go mow another lawn. Let's say they could mow for like an hour. I recall having a client that had a job. It took about an hour and a half of total mowing time. So if you dropped a remote control unit off and it just went for an hour and a half straight, that, just not having someone call in sick or anything like that, that would be quite an amazing thing. All right, so Clint, let me get to your question. Okay, when will Ryobi start? Let's see. All right, when will Ryobi start pronouncing the name correctly? And they're just trying to mess with our minds. Yeah. Yeah. If you guys haven't seen Clint's phone call with Ryobi, not Ryobi, Ryobi, that was, yeah. You'll have to check it out. That's maybe a week or two ago. He had a phone call with them, and that was that was on the log splitter. So, yeah, and on April 1st they did say that they changed their name, but all these things, I guess, it's just we'll have to see what happens this year. They're kind of going back and forth. So, all right, so that's the pipeline. I have a couple other things to quick go through, and. Oh yeah, sorry. Go over here. I have a few more things from Ryobi. I'll just kind of quickly. All right, why is it? Oh. All right, here we go. So these are, I think there are like 5 or 6 other things. This was announced on Tuesday. So, all right, so they have some new hand tool solutions. These are going to be available this month, August. So they have a 65-foot laser distance measurer for $44.97. I've tried a Bosch one out before, and it's amazing how accurate they are. You just wouldn't realize that a laser could be that accurate. So if somebody's going in measuring like carpet in a room, instead of pulling that 25-foot tape measure or a longer one, you can really get the wall-to-wall measurements really quick with something like this. So $44.97 on that. Has a 65-foot range, so that would be good for residential housing, I would say. They have a 15-foot compact laser level, so that does horizontal and vertical. And it has a couple, like, what do they call it? They're like pins, push pins for wall mounting. So that's something like, what I'm guessing they're push pins. You could, if you put it there and you're doing like a whole row of pictures or something else, you could easily hide that with some spackling or like some paint. A lot of times we'll even fill those little pinholes. So that's $19.97. They have a 2-in-1 hobby knife with blade storage. These are, it's always handy having some of these X-Acto knives. And yeah, there's a screw cap. They have all those ends that store in there. So if one gets dull, you can quick switch them out. So $12.97, you can't beat that price. And then they have another 14-piece kit that has all these different ends right here. So there's like a flat one. Yeah, it is. Okay, what's the difference between a string trimmer and an edger? There's a video that I have on sidewalk edging solutions. People do use string trimmers. I've never been that good at it. Using a stick edger is how I get the really nice clean lines. Otherwise, with a string trimmer, you have to hold it up kind of weird, and you have to be able to walk a straight line. If you're using a stick edger, if you search my channel for sidewalk edging, you can see some good examples of why I like having a stick edger. Ooh. All right, so let's see, here's a question. Glenn, I think I have answered your question there. So Milwaukee Forge, do you have any runtime numbers comparisons? So all that I've really heard is their 6 amp hour is going to be just as strong, if not more, than the 12 amp hour. So it has, the real impressive thing is a smaller size and being able to have all that power. And then the real amazing, well, this is the other thing. So if you're at a job site and you're just running out of power, you can charge that Forge battery up to 80% in 15 minutes. So I heard the numbers, like if you're cutting 2-inch PVC, you could get like somewhere like 900 to 1,000 cuts. That's how much you could get with 80% of that battery. That's what kind of power you can get. So I don't have, other than that, I don't really have any of the runtime numbers. So they did Milwaukee tease another battery to us. So I'm not sure, I had to sign an NDA for that. So I can't really disclose too much. I'm not exactly sure what I can say. And I wasn't really planning on talking about that, but they do have some other things in the works on their bigger batteries in the Forge. So they do have it in the MX, the bigger, the commercial, like call it commercial, but the really big batteries that you see like on the, they have a new power supply that, and they have their 14-inch cutoff saw, the concrete saw. So that requires a lot of power when you're cutting through concrete. So that's where you have that big MX battery. So that was the other one that they have. Do walk behind edgers use 2-cycle engines? Echo, that's what they first came out with. And then now you're seeing it in battery powered. I think, well, Milwaukee in their fuel version, their quick lock, you can run a edger, and that really keeps up well with that. I reviewed the Skill brand, theirs does well. I think, yeah, I think the Milwaukee one's probably my go-to, like if I'm edging a lot of sidewalks, but you can get a lot of power with a battery just like you would a 2-stroke engine. So hopefully that helps. All right, so let's go over here and wrap up with the new Milwaukee tools. So this is, oh yeah, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, they just, they're really getting into the hobby stuff. And that's what this week's, their new tools. So the 6-inch silicone tip tweezers. So I guess for the stamp collectors, somebody doesn't want to mar something up. And those are really cheap. Where's the price? Yeah, $6.97. Yeah, it's kind of hard to find something that cheap anymore. And then this is something I found really interesting. I think I would like to have this, a self-healing cutting mat. So they have a few different sizes, really cheap too. I mean, $11.97 and $7.97. So it looks like as you're cutting, it won't go through it, and it bounces back to not have, it's not like all marred up. So, yeah, I did something that the Ryobi has really been releasing so many products lately that I don't know that they have an engraver. All right, so let's, oh yeah, I do have, this is something that's kind of interesting this week. Kind of out of the blue, I had a call. This is going to take just a second. I'll show you a quick video. This something kind of exciting. So somebody saw one of my videos. He is from KY3 NBC in Missouri. And I used to be a home builder in the modular manufacturer business, and we had a dealer's license. So we also sold utility trailers under that license. So I feel like I'm the expert when it comes to utility trailers because I've sold every different one. And oops, sorry, I kept your comment up there. I've sold all the different types of trailers, hauled a bunch of different ones. So I have a lot of information on those. So I'm going to play this. Actually, I need to go over here. So I got to change my microphone so you'll be able to hear it. All right, so let me know if you can hear it. I'll switch over to the other one. I'm going to go over here and hit play.
He's been picking up branches over the last few weeks, so it's no surprise that we're getting questions about utility trailers. Michael wants to know about this. Does a utility trailer parked on a two-way residential street need reflectors? He goes on to say if you aren't used to the neighborhood, you might not see it driving at night until it's too late. Utility trailers like this one do come with brake lights. Some people also add extra reflectors so you can see them at night. The Greene County Sheriff's Office tells me if a complaint comes in, they'll check to see that a trailer shows proper registration, that it's not blocking traffic, and that it's in good working condition. The Missouri State Highway Patrol says it didn't find the state law requiring extra reflectors on parked utility trailers. The bigger ones are required to have reflectors or reflective tape. And a builder who used to sell trailers says it's always a good idea to be seen.
If they're going to be parking it there and no other cars are behind them, then I think it would be a good idea to have some reflective stickers on it. It's just a small step that could make a big impact to help keeping everybody safe and preventing something from happening.
The sheriff's office says you could also put orange cones behind a trailer you're parking on the street at night. If you're looking for that reflective tape, depending on the quality and size of the roll, you can find it from $20 a roll all the way up to $100 plus. Back to the viewer's question here. If it's a smaller utility trailer, you're not required to add reflectors or reflective tape. So the answer is no. But as Mark noted there just earlier, it never hurts to be highly visible. If you have something you'd like us to investigate, just email us right there, factfinders@ky3.com.
All right, so let's go back over here. All right, so that's everything I have tonight, I think. Did I leave everything? Yeah, I think I pretty much covered all the new tools. And yeah, that was just something that was out of the blue. I wasn't sure that it was going to be recorded. It was a Zoom meeting, so yeah. And anyways, it was on their website today, so that's something that I was always wondering about. I sold dump trailers as well, and sometimes they're lighter duty, so if it's the 10,000 GVW, then they require the red and white stickers do come on them from the manufacturer all the way around, like you notice on the bottom right there. If you have the lighter axles, the 3,500 pound axles, then it's like a 7,000 GVW, and then they don't require those red and white stickers, but they are highly reflective. I checked like a Tractor Supply, you can buy that tape in like 30-foot sections, or you can buy smaller ones too. in Amazon. But if you're parking a trailer like in a city like that, and it's just at nighttime abandoned on the side of the road, and you don't have room in your own driveway to park it, that's where orange cone's a really good idea. And most people, when they're working around it, like in lawn care, they put an orange cone or two in the back right there because they're moving their mowers and they just don't want they want to make sure people are seeing them. But if you're parking it there all the time, if you put some of that red and white stuff on the back, then that's really going to ensure a lot of visibility and better safety all around. So what I understand, they had some pretty bad storms around there, and there are a lot of trailers that were out doing some cleanups with limbs and trees. So that's where that question came about, and they just found me on YouTube. So just kind of interesting where people find you and just have a quick interview. So that's the first time I think I've been on the news. I don't really want to ever be on the news unless it's something more informational like that. So anyways, oh, sorry, I missed your question, Jeremy. What year did they, what year? That was yesterday, as a matter of fact. So if you go to ky3.com, I think on that page, they have so much information on the news that comes through every day that it might not be on the front page, but if you type in their search utility trailers, then you'll see that clip. And there's some written up articles with a little more information on it, so you can get a little more of the backstory to it. So anyways, I hope that has answered all your questions. Yeah, I'm glad I was able to use a new comment feature like that. So, all right, that is it for now. If there's something that you'd like to see from Milwaukee, from the Pipeline event, let me know down below. I do have several clips I'm putting together. I had one person request to get some information on the lasers, so I'm working on that at the moment after I work on this video right here of the 16 gauge nailer. So I have some information too between the angled and the straight. So I'm excited to put that on here so you can find out some other things that I talked to the product manager about this right here that might be really important for people looking at buying. There's some different options that you can get so you know what you're getting the right one for you. So anyways, friends, thank you for watching. I appreciate all the support, and I will see you the next time I go live, which I don't know yet, but maybe it'll be a week. We'll see. All right, friends, have a great night.